Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Breaking Bells. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Breaking Bells. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the coolest fairy in all the land, the great fairy Cari. What is up? How are you doing?
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Very good, very good. This is gonna be fun. We've never met. We talked. I just messaged you out of the blue, and I was just like looking for Animal Crossing content creators, people that do stuff, and then I was like, yeah, this is one I got to reach out to.
Oh, yeah, I saw the DM and I was like, who is this? And I was like, oh my gosh, this person looks awesome.
You're like, who's this idiot? I'm not going to go talk to this guy. You know what, though? I was smart, and I mentioned Chewy, and you happened to go on his podcast. I was like, there's my in. I say Chewy, and then the minute I mentioned him, you were like, the guard comes down, like, okay, I got this.
If he's friends with Chewy, then he's all right.
Exactly. Real quickly, introduce yourself to everybody. Let them know who you are, what you do, how they can find you, all that good stuff.
Hey guys, I am Great Fairy Cari, after like Zelda, obviously. I like Nintendo. And I make Animal Crossing videos. It's mainly just Nintendo videos, but there's a lot of Animal Crossing on there. And you can find me pretty much any social medias at Great Fairy Cari.
Good stuff.
And Cari's like Cari. It's weird. My parents can't spell.
Whatever. It works, right? Cari. That's funny. Okay, so let's kick this episode off like we do all of our episodes. 3 questions. We're going to throw them at you. They're the hardest questions in the world. If you can't answer them, then nobody can. So this is the fun part.
Can I phone a friend if I get nervous?
You can. Yeah. We'll give you 3 lifelines. You'll be good to go. It still works.
Perfect.
What is the first Animal Crossing game that you ever played?
City Folk.
City Folk. Nice. Okay. And then, what is your favorite Animal Crossing game?
New Leaf.
Okay. And what is your favorite memory from Animal Crossing?
The first time I ever saw the cherry blossom trees, I had no idea they were coming, and whoa.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Especially when if you put them out and then they're like, it's almost like raining or snowing, cherry like leaves.
Pretty.
It's nice. How did you get into Animal Crossing? Like, what was your entry? Like, who introduced you to this game?
Well, I started off playing games with Halo 2 with my dad
God.
like Call of Duty and all of that. And my mom was just like terrified because I was like 4 years old. And he's like, my toddler's killing people. Like, how do we get her on something that's not so scary? And so then like I got a little pink DS Lite and I started being fed all of these Nintendo games. And then I was given Animal Crossing. And it was like the exact opposite of like shooting folks, and my mom was so happy I was playing it.
So you go from killing people to paying back debts. It makes sense. Makes total sense. I'm sorry. You go from killing people to wanting to kill Tom Nook, and you can't. So
One day.
Yeah, one day. One day we'll get that.
You saw the grave in the direct.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. Do you think that is anything? Like, people are trying to make that and try to say that's something. Do you feel that's something, or you just feel... What's your thoughts on it?
I think it's for their decoration, or it's wisp.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I thought it was just something somebody decorated, and it just happened to be there. And...
Someone said it was Joan, and I was like, oh, no.
People are telling me Tortimer, and I'm like, no, it's not Tortimer. Like, please, we can't have Tortimer dead. Like, not like that. Like,
he retired the last game.
Yeah, he's on a vacation island. He's not even near... I mean, it would be crazy if that was the island. You know what I mean? Like, he just happened to die and you took it over. Tom Nook takes it over. It'd be horrible.
Tom Nook killed Tortimer. You found it out here first.
Exactly. Okay, so when you play Animal Crossing, like, what is it you like to do? What's your thing in Animal Crossing?
Oh my goodness. I was a paths person. I probably spent 3 straight days laying down paths and then planting flowers all along the path that were like their correct color and like making the different colored like tulips and roses and breeding my little flowers.
It's so much fun. Like, it's crazy because when you try to explain it to people, they don't get it. And I think the other thing too is what they don't get is the excitement that people had when they saw that we had like real paths now that didn't wipe up and stuff. How did you do your paths? Let's go through that process. What was your process for making paths?
Well, I had an Animal Crossing Tumblr since I was like 15, and I found QR codes on there. So I got some that I thought went well together, and I had a little three tile wide path, and I had like the middle one that was like pink bricks, and I had these purple things on either side of it, and I just went everywhere. And the worst part of it, that like to this day like hurts me when I load up New Leaf, is that one of my bridges was like slanted, so the path couldn't line up correctly. But now that will be a problem.
I know, but isn't that the worst? It's like, especially like if you have paths that were like along the water, it was so hard to line that up sometimes, and like it just never looked natural, you know?
Yeah.
I actually had what I called my maintenance guy. So what I would do is I would play the game and create a second character, and then play that character just enough to get the QR codes, and then that person would actually lay out all my paths. Because I wanted additional patterns. Like my patterns were, the way I did mine was I had borders on the left and right. So I had borders on the left, the right, the top, the bottom, a right corner. Like I had corners all the way around, and like so I needed the additional spots because we were only given 12 or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
Yeah, so I had two characters, and one was my maintenance guy. He had to bulk them, so once a week I'd bring him out to fix all the spots in the ground, which was horrible, man. It was horrible.
Oh my goodness,
it was a lot of work.
You didn't have any fun.
No, I had fun, but not. Yeah, you're right. It was a lot of work. Are you so what type of player in terms of like, are you a completionist? Like, what's the museum do for you?
Oh my goodness. I was a completionist when it came to the dinosaur bones, the fish, and the bugs. I was never too big on the gallery just because it was really difficult to get the paintings.
Yeah.
And
I did the same thing. Like I would complete the fish, the bugs, and the fossils. But like, yeah, I didn't mess with red. I was like, this is just too much.
He's a little sneaky.
Yeah, and it's like you're sitting there, you're trying to figure out which painting or whatever. And like even with the cheat guide, sometimes I would struggle. I was like, this shouldn't be this difficult. Like I have the painting that's fake right in front of me. Like find it. Okay, so with the new Animal Crossing Direct, let's start there. Well, you know what? Let's back it up. Last year, right, is when we get the first announcement of Animal Crossing. I'm assuming you watched that Nintendo Direct.
Oh. But I cried. I screamed. My grandma almost had a heart attack. She thought that like Nana had fallen down the stairs.
Oh my god.
I was happy.
Yeah, so did you, and that was just for a trailer, like, or a logo. We didn't even know anything. That was just like Tom Nook, click, 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 and then done. So then we fast forward, we go to E3. Were you at E3 this year?
That was probably one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I was at E3 when they announced Animal Crossing. I got to be there with everyone, and it was actually in my E3 vlog. The entire time before I even get to E3, I like wake up in the morning and I'm like, good morning. I just woke up today to see Animal Crossing. If there's no Animal Crossing, I am flying back to North Carolina.
Oh my god.
We get there and people are like screaming. It's like 100 people in the room. We're watching the Direct on this huge TV, just waiting to get into E3, and we're all sitting on the floor, and it was only like I had a content creator badge, so it was only content creators and media that were allowed in E3 at that point. And so it was all of us were just like sweating over there, like trying to see if we were gonna get Animal Crossing, and we got it. And then like 15 minutes later I met Shigeru Miyamoto, and it was just it was a day.
Out. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm so jealous right now. That's not even right. That's not even okay.
I made him laugh.
That's amazing. Okay, so we get the trailer. We get delayed. That's the first thing that comes out of the trailer, like at E3. I mean, we know what we have now, but at that time, how did you feel about the delay? Like when they announced that this game's going to be delayed until 2020?
I felt like it was a little sneaky that they just put it on in the end when it was like March 2020, but I was perfectly okay with it because I don't want Animal Crossing to be rushed.
Yeah.
Because we've waited like 7 years for it. Like, what's a few more months? It's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be worth the wait.
Yeah. So then we come around full circle. We get the Animal Crossing Direct. We're gonna go through a little bit of it, but what was your number one like moment? Like, what was your moment that like, yes?
When I saw that you can tell villagers that they can't move in specific spots was a big one, and then obviously when you can like create land and waterfalls.
Yeah. I think everybody's terraforming. Everybody's like, yeah, that's amazing. But like, it's the more stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think that when we actually get to put them down, it's almost like they took everything that all the complaints we had with New Leaf, and just said, okay, we're gonna give you all this stuff. Like literally.
It's great.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know for me personally, paths were an issue because there's a couple of things with paths in New Leaf. One, they can be kicked up. Two, they don't go right up to the door. You know what I mean? Like, there's always that gap, that weird square up to the door.
Oh.
It's horrible, right? It's the worst. And then on top of that, like, you have where if you had paths around and somebody dropped something on them, the item disappeared if it didn't have any place to bounce off, you know? So, like, it was horrible. It was so bad. And, like, you had to kind of also, the other thing you had to do is if it was near rocks, you had to kind of keep the paths off the rocks because that rock happened to be a money rock. It wouldn't drop.
You wouldn't get it on it, yeah.
Yeah, so you would lose money. And that's, come on, that's important stuff, you know? You can't be losing money. What else? What else from the Direct was like, oh my god, yes?
Just really being able to see like how the environment interacted, like in actual gameplay where you see like the trees like are rustling in the wind, and I'm learning how to be like a game designer, so like certain things like stood out to me more than others. Like there was ray tracing in the game, like a Pixar movie, like the light really like bounced off like naturally. And whoa, how are we getting this good of graphics in Animal Crossing?
I know, right? It's unbelievable. That's the thing. Like, I feel like all the other Animal Crossings up to that point, slight iterations. This one I feel is like night and day, like way above and beyond New Leaf, where they left it, you know?
Oh yeah. And I hear that all the time from people. They're like, oh, Animal Crossing is always the same game. Like, I don't understand why people in the Animal Crossing community get excited for new games. It's literally like all of them are the same, but they're really not. Like, of course, like some of them are very, very similar. Like when I went from City Folk to Wild World, I was like, without the like city, like Wild World is very similar, but like this huge step.
And I agree to some extent. Like you say, like Wild World to City Folk, like they're basically the same. It's just a city there. When you went from the GameCube to Wild World, you had that rolling log look and feel to it, and it was like, okay, this is different because the GameCube version played a lot like Zelda, where it was top down and you would move and the world would kind of slide. Then we hit City Folk, and it's like, okay, City Folk is a lot like Wild World, but then New Leaf was drastically different. It was like they rewrote the book with New Leaf. Because I even liked, the one thing I liked about New Leaf was we still had the city to some degree. They just moved it above the town, which was perfect. You know what I mean? Like, it was, everything was up there and it was all there. Okay, so now, right, E3 happens, or not E3, the Animal Crossing Direct happens. Cari decides she's going to go to PAX, right? She buys tickets to PAX, and then Nintendo announces you're going to play Animal Crossing. Like, that's got to be pretty awesome.
I was really excited. I woke up one morning, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get to play Animal Crossing next week. How is that possible?
What was your experience playing? Like, what was your takeaways from actually, because I'm assuming you played with a couple other people, right? Because they were doing a demo with multiple people.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your experience? Because the couple of I'm sorry to cut you off. The couple that I saw were kind of like hand-holdy and kind of like, you got to go here, you got to go there, like, oh, go over here. Like, what was your experience there?
Well, I kind of like bugged the people at the Nintendo booth enough to know that, so they knew I knew what I was doing, and I kind of used my boyfriend as a placeholder when it was time for me to play the demo. I was like, when they said he was the leader, just just tell them that you don't want to be the leader so I can stay the leader. But I didn't get any actual footage of me playing just because we were both playing. I didn't have anyone else there. Yeah. But gosh, when you first go down the escalator at PAX, when you first walk in, you just see this huge Nintendo booth, which was way larger than any other booth there. Yeah. And it's lit up, and it's Animal Crossing. It's an island. It's like a full-sized Animal Crossing island. Yeah. It's just blown away by it. Because
it's an E3 level booth. Like, you've been to E3, sure. You know, like, you go to E3, and E3 is a spectacle when it comes to Nintendo and their booth. And this thing, I personally think it's probably one of the first times outside of E3 that Nintendo actually put something into what they were doing. And I think it tells that, like, they're putting a lot behind this game. They want this game to be a big seller, and we're going to push it as hard as we can. And I think they're accomplishing that, honestly.
Yeah, and it's smart for them to do that too, because a lot of games are set towards, you know, a certain demographic, but Animal Crossing is something that, you know, like, children, it's good for children, but like adults in their 20s, there's that video on YouTube, I think it's like 1 million views now, that's like Animal Crossing and mental health. So there's a lot of people that play this game for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is like one of the key demographics for this game is obviously women. And Nintendo has even come out and said, like, the numbers are massive with women in this, which kind of confused me a little bit, because they also came out and said that the number one demographic for the Switch Lite is women. So I kind of thought, like, I was expecting that more people, they would be more inclined to do a special edition Switch Lite than a full-on Switch. But they didn't. They went, which I'm happy with. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy they went the way the route they went. But I really, all along leading up, I thought it just makes sense. If this game is intentionally geared for women, because I mean, most of the team that develops it, like when they made the first GameCube version, they started hiring women because they wanted to give it a softer feel. They didn't feel like the game was. They felt like the game was very like macho per se, so they started hiring. Really? Yeah, they did, and they started hiring women to soften it a little bit. And then it's one of the only games that Nintendo does this on, and majority of the team working on this is women. Even the lead is a woman, and so I think that like my thought pattern was just made sense. But are you like, did you get the special edition?
I didn't know. I think really? I might get the pink Switch Lite that's coming out soon. Okay. It's just, they sold out of pre-orders around the time I was going to get it. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to get rid of the Switch I have, because my Switch is like the first thing I bought like after I turned 18, because it came out like right when I turned 18.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't want to get rid of my Switch, and I don't think I need 2 Switches. Like, I have bills to pay.
That's why you have a boyfriend. You just say, hey, listen, this is what I need. Make it happen. and then he goes and does it for you. I looked at the Coral Switch Lite. I like it. I think it's a cool looking device. Again, it boggles my mind a little bit why they didn't go that route. Or at least do 2. You know what I mean? Especially, and I really think we will get something in the future, because that thing sold out so fast. Oh my gosh. All Animal Crossing merch right now. Oh my god, it's horrible. Like I've had a few things from Japan. Like I imported, because at the beginning, only stuff that was getting announced was stuff in Japan. So I had a couple things actually like delayed. Like I'm not going to get them till May or whatever. So I was just like, I'll just cancel them. I'll wait till it comes to the United States, or I'll import it later from PlayAsia. But like everything's selling so well that it's just like everything. Even I bought the strategy guide because I was like, I'd like to have something so I can detail everything. And then I thought maybe it could help me do videos and stuff too. But that's got delayed until April. I'm like, this is just crazy right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's nuts. So here's a question for you. If you had to sell this game to your friends, if you had a friend that didn't want to play Animal Crossing, didn't understand it, didn't know what it was about, what would you say to them to be like, this is why you need to buy this game, that's why you need to play it?
Oh, I've already done this, so I'm ready. I had to sell this to my boyfriend. All he does is Fortnite. Like, that's it, every day. and now he's on board to get it. So, well, what I did say is I was like, this game it is more relaxing than other games because he gets a little uptight sometimes when he does not win in Fortnite.
It's natural. Don't judge him. It's very natural, okay?
It's not. I promise it's not. You ought to see it. But it's a game that's relaxing to play. It's really fun. There's so many different animals that you can become friends with, and it's tedious everyday tasks like watering stuff and decorating your house and stuff that you don't want to do in real life.
Yeah.
But it's fun because Nintendo made it, and Nintendo can make anything fun.
This is true. Yeah, I agree with you there. I think it's the hardest thing sometimes to explain to people why it's so good. Because like when you're like, well, you get to water flowers and and they're like, I could do that outside. Like, I have no desire to do that in real life. Why would I want to do this in a game? But it's just nuts, right? It's like, I don't know. It's just crazy. When it comes to, speaking of flowers, are you like a hybrid grower? Like, what's your thing with hybrids?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
What's your method to growing hybrids?
Oh my gosh. My method to growing hybrids is, first off, I have my Town in the Perfect Town ordinance. That way nothing ever goes bad.
Exactly. It's a good thing.
And then I have the best watering can that Nook can provide. And I be sure to water all the flowers every day. I head to the island like 6 times in one day to get just like a ton. And I just have little like flower breeding grounds. And all of my paths were lined with pink tulips and pink roses.
Nice.
Which takes forever. And then I started going after gold and black flowers. And that was, oh my God. I probably got like maybe like 30. And then I was like, I'll never be able to line my paths with this. This is too much.
Yeah, it's a lot. I love gold roses. That's my favorite. Black and gold roses are my favorite. But they're, like you said, although black roses aren't that difficult to grow, I've always had pretty good luck with black roses. And obviously, it's easy to. I mean, perfect ordinance makes it tough because you gotta let them die. You gotta like let them wither and then hit them with a gold watering can and then they grow. But we haven't heard about ordinances. Do you think they're bringing ordinances back?
I don't really see how they could because it doesn't seem like there's a mayor aspect. I feel like it would be called something else, like maybe like what kind of island do you want to have? Yeah,
that's true. That's true because they've always done the thing where you could do like a night owl or an early riser or something like that where it would dictate the stores. So that way, like if you wanted to play late at night, the stores would be open later. And if you wanted to play earlier, the stores would be open earlier, but they close early too. Which always stinks, because I would always have, like, fish that I wanted to sell and couldn't sell them. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is ridiculous.
That's why you time travel?
No, you don't time... What is wrong with you? Do you really time travel?
I did in City Folk so much when I was younger, just because, like, I was a kid when I played it, so I would get so impatient. I'd be like, I wonder what's happening on this day. But I tried not to in New Leaf. I did at the beginning a little bit, and then as I aged and matured, I was like, this is not right. I'm making Isabel sad.
So I had, last week, or Friday, actually, I had a friend of mine, Jeffrey Mahoney, on and he's a Twitch streamer now. But when I met him, he was like 15 years old, and we played City Folk. And I was like a purist, like, you don't time travel. That's the card. Like, what are you, nuts? And I'd like show up to his town, and it'd be Christmas time. And it's the middle of the summer. I'm like, Jeff, what are you doing, dude?
Oh my God.
And he's like, I gotta see Christmas, man. I want to get toys and stuff. I'm like, you are nuts. And then I go the next day, and it's like Pave. It's like the festival, and I'm like, you're the reason why Nintendo's not giving us all the holidays right out the gate. You're the reason. They're just a slow roll on it. So,
wow, if Rossetti finds out, he's in trouble.
Exactly. Although I don't think it's a worry anymore. Rossetti's not an issue anymore. He's doing
that's
that.
What the grade's for.
No, he's doing the
rescue squad.
Rescue squad. Yeah, the rescue squad. Which I'm kind of glad that that's happening. Are there any characters that are like your favorites that we haven't heard anything about them coming back yet?
Ooh, oh my gosh. Katrina? That's the fortune teller, right?
Yeah, we haven't heard about her.
Yeah, I liked her a lot. I thought she was really cool. Who else did I like a lot? I think we've seen Jack, haven't we?
Jack, yes, Jack is definitely coming back. He'll be there coming October. But like,
I want to know what happened to Joan. I'm very curious.
Right? Because okay, so I did a video I don't know when I did. I did so many videos. I don't know when I'm doing them anymore. But I think it was last week sometime, where one of my followers on Twitter sent me a picture of the lab and was like, "Hey, zoom in on the poster. That's Nat on the poster, right?"
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So I zoomed in with the camera with my video footage, and like it is when you zoom in on it with a good thing, it like really clears up, and it's definitely Nat. So I have this theory that like Nat and Chip both work in the museum in that laboratory.
Ooh.
And do something. I'm hoping this part. I think they do something of like, hey, today I need like a sea bass. Bring me a sea bass, and I'll give you like. I think they might give you
a sea bass.
What's that?
I said, who needs a sea bass?
Nobody needs a sea bass.
All there is.
That's all there is. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, it's the first fish that came to my mind. But like, you take the sea bass to them, and like maybe they give you more money, or they give you a present or a prize. That's what I think, anyway.
Oh, that's awesome.
It would be cool if that was the case, right? And then
that would be so cool.
So that answers those two, right? Those are the two that got replaced by newer, younger characters. But like, we got Daisy May, and I don't know what the hell happened to Joan. I'm like, it's kind of, I don't like that. I like Joan.
Yeah, I mean, I love Daisy May. I think she's really, really cute. But I want to know what happened. Like, Joan's cool. We go way back.
She was. Rip.
Oh, she couldn't swim, I guess.
That's probably what it was. I kind of have this thought pattern, right? I was going to do a video on it. I'm not going to do a video now. We'll discuss it now. I have this idea that a lot of people feel like Tortimer is dead. And I don't think Tortimer is dead. I don't think that's at all. I had this feeling that I feel like when we go do these islands and we just randomly show up in different islands, I feel like one of those islands Tortimer will be on. But I also feel like maybe one of these islands some of the retired characters might end up on. And what I kind of thought too was, if you remember in City Folk? Or was it New Leaf? Remember when Joan sold red turnips?
I think that was City Folk.
There was City Folk, yes. But they were instantly worth more, but you had to keep watering them. I think they were worth 2,000 bells instantly, but you would have to plant them and keep watering them. Yeah. And then you would try to get like a bunch of them and then go sell them at once. I'm wondering if maybe she shows up or is a part of like a special turnip, a different turnip. I don't know. I hope. I don't want her to be gone.
So if they are just wandering around these deserted islands, does that mean that they just got like lost and confused in their old age?
Oh, maybe they're just stop. They're vacationing. They're just all vacationing. That's like,
those are like very rugged islands you go and visit.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you? No, like, oh my god, what just happened here? No, like,
and you have to save them. Oh my goodness, and bring them back to civilization.
Oh my god, stop it! This is horrible. This is going bad. No, I guess what I'm trying to say is like how you had Tortimer's Island in New Leaf, and it was games. You would play games and stuff. I kind of feel like you'll stumble upon an island where Tortimer is just out there vacationing still and just kind of relaxing. Yeah. Maybe he's talking about possibly coming back and running the town again. I don't know. I think you got to see him somehow. I just don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like there's a few that I sit here and I go like, we haven't heard anything. What happens? Like the post office. Where's Pete? Where's Pelly? Where's Phyllis? Like we don't know where it seems like they're gone. Like they're out because the airport now does the mailing. That's where you mail your stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Isabel does the stuff where you talk to them and complain about people, and you do like what type of town you're at. Like you talk to Isabel. That's all the stuff that Pelly and Phyllis used to do. So I don't know.
Maybe once you get your island like established enough and it turns into like a town, Tortimer will show up and be like, "I'm coming out of retirement. Someone needs to manage this place."
You're probably right. Okay, who is your favorite villager?
Oh, Fuchsia is probably my favorite, and then Apple. I love Apple so much. I like the hamster villagers for some reason.
What is wrong
So the
with
new like colorful one, I'm really excited for.
Oh my god, I can't stand the hamsters. There's none of them that I like.
What?
There's none of them that are appealing to me. They're all just whatever.
You don't like Apple?
Nah, I can't say that I do. Nope.
Who are your favorite villagers?
Bill the duck is my favorite, and then I would say Marshall and Stitches.
Oh, I love Marshall and Stitches.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I also like was it Beau? Was it Beau?
Oh, the deer?
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. And then Diana, but Diana's a little bit of a snob. I always want to. Like,
I'm not a big fan of Diana.
Yeah,
I like most of the deer villagers.
Yeah, I kind of want to like hit her with a stick or something every time I see her, but whatever.
You have to hit her with the net.
Well, whatever. So you're mean. I don't do that stuff.
You not? I did that to who was it? I did that to Apollo. I didn't like having Apollo in my city.
He's rough. Yeah, he's rough. That's the eagle, right? Yeah, he's
yeah.
Okay, so Amiibo. Where do you fall in this? Do you have Amiibo? Do you like Amiibo? Are you collecting them? Like, where are you at?
I really like Amiibo. I have. Can you hear my Amiibo? My Amiibo.
Just an assistant off to the side.
The Nintendo statues.
Are you really explaining to him what an Amiibo is?
Batteries. Why would they need batteries?
Oh my god. Get him out of that house.
He said, I don't think there's batteries in that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They're oh my god, what is happening right now?
Oh my goodness. I have a little Tom Duck. I have a Lottie.
You need to have a conversation with him after this. Like, explain what this stuff is. Get out of Fortnite, stop building, and look at the real world around you.
I thought he knew.
Apparently not. Okay.
Oh my lord.
Okay, so what about cards? Did you get any Amiibo cards or no?
No, I feel like it's cheating.
Really? You feel okay? So you feel like being able to bring them in at any time?
Now you're judging me. You're like, oh, you'll time travel, but Amiibo cards is
exactly. You're sitting there going, it's cheating. Like, you're judging people for cheating using Amiibo cards, and you're time traveling all over the place. Like, really? Come on.
Listen, I worked my butt off to get 10 million bells just so I could get Blue Bear in my town. So
what do you mean 10 million bells? Did you buy him?
Oh, do you not know about that?
Listen, I know all about this.
Black market Animal Crossing.
I know all about this. Facebook? Is that where you were getting them from?
No, Tumblr.
On Tumblr they were doing it too?
Yeah.
I was in Facebook groups that were doing it. I paid 20 million bells for Bill. And I was like, that's the only one that I would buy. And then
you got ripped off.
No kidding. Well, first, stop. Don't judge me for my favorite character, okay? I love the guy. He's awesome. I did still get ripped off. It's a lot of money to pay for. But still, it was worth it for me.
You have to come to Tumblr. The going rate's like 10 million for a top tier villager, 5 million for one.
What is wrong with you? What is
a lot. For starters, my Amiibos don't have batteries in them right now.
Well, that's a problem. You need to go to the store, buy some batteries, get them ready to go for Animal Crossing when it comes out. So, since you like to travel, since you're going all over the country, what's the chances that you end up going to Nintendo Tokyo to go hit up the Animal Crossing part of that store?
Well, since the coronavirus is making flights extremely cheap, I think very high.
Oh man, I never even thought about that. It is, isn't it?
Yeah, you can go to Bali, which the ticket's usually like $2,000 for like $700 round trip right now.
No way. Oh man, I'm on vacation in a couple weeks. I might have to go to Japan.
Everywhere's so cheap.
I might just
Japan
risk it.
does have a lot of the coronavirus, but honestly, like, we're here for a good time.
Whatever.
Not a long time. Gotta see Tokyo.
Oh my god.
The Nintendo World's opening up also.
That's true. But I won't go there when that's open because that'll be a mob scene. But man, that'd be pretty cool to go out there and go to Nintendo.
I think it'd be worth it.
My buddy's out there now. My friend, actually Tony Baker, he's going to be on Thursday. He was his wife lives in, well, she's from Japan, so they go back every year for a month. And I need to reach out to him and be like, dude, are you going to be able to come back? He lives in Canada, but I'm curious if they're going to like lock him out of Canada.
Oh no!
Be like, you stay there for a little bit longer, man. Like of all times
At
to
least
go,
if you're back in Japan, you're with Nintendo.
that's it. You know what I mean? Like he can go there every day if he wants to. It's
Yeah.
dude, that's worth a shot. That's worth a chance. I might have to do that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be looking up flights after this and be like, Mom, I'm gonna go. If I don't come back, this is why.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy. When we went to PAX, actually, like, so someone in our county has the coronavirus, and there's a news article about it, and they were like, yeah, this person, like, contracted the coronavirus, and they took a round-trip flight from Boston to Nashville, and that's, like, the exact same day we flew from Boston to Nashville, and I was like,
I want to go get tested. I want to go get checked out.
that wasn't my plane, but I feel fine, and it's been, like, over a week, so.
That's, yeah, okay. Yeah, you feel
I gotta
fine.
play Animal Crossing. It was worth it.
Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. That's just crazy. Wow. Okay then. Okay, so let's fast forward to next Friday. Animal Crossing fires up. You fire it up. Once you do the tutorial sections of it, what do you start doing? What's the things you're planning on doing?
Oh my goodness. I think first thing I'm gonna do is probably take some trees, get some bells for Mr. Nook. Gotta have your priorities in order. He says no interest. He says he's not gonna be pushy. I don't believe that.
Of course not. Well, no, that's not true. He never does interests, but he forces you to build. Like, I don't know if you've ever done this in New Leaf. Like, I've always told him, like, no, I don't want an expansion, and he just starts laughing. He's like, sure you do. And I'm like, whoa. I don't want to be in debt to you, bro. Like, stop. And he just doesn't stop. He keeps forcing on you. So obviously we'll craft. That'll be the first thing you do, because you got to craft and get tools and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think my first probably priorities is going to be fishing, trying to go and start collecting everything that I got. Now I haven't confirmed it personally. I was going to reach out to Nintendo and see if they can give me an answer, but there is a rumor that you can donate your bugs and fish and fossils to Tom Nook until you get the museum. And
Really?
then that's what I'm hearing. It's in Reddit right now. It's going through Reddit right now. There was an article in France, a video game article about the game, and they're saying that they confirmed it. So I want to reach out to Nintendo specifically. We have a rep that we're friends with from the PR, and I was just gonna say, like, can you confirm this? Is this true, or is this just whatever? But like, if that's true, that puts so much anxiety off my shoulders, because when I play the game, the first thing I catch goes right to the museum.
Really?
Yes, everything. Everything I catch goes right to the museum, and then everything after that gets sold. I don't know, man. I've always done that because I'm always afraid that I won't be able to find that one thing, and that thing will pass.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to make sure that, like, because what I do is each day, I'm so messed up. Each day I'll look through the lists and go, okay, what fish are available today? What times are they available? And then I try to coordinate playing around those times so I can try to catch what I can. Because for me, that's my biggest thing, is filling the museum. I want that museum.
Hey, you have a whole system. That is so smart.
It's not smart. It's just whatever. It's years of playing. That's all. With age comes wisdom. You'll learn this. It's just it happens. But like the thing is, like, I don't want to lose that, because when I played the original one, it took me because I used to play the game off and on for years. I'd always go back. But it took me like 5 years to complete the museum. And
wow.
But that's because like I would play, and then like I'd play for a long period of time for like 3-4 months and stop. But like if you don't catch certain fish, and I did time travel, so if you don't catch certain fish at a certain time, you gotta wait a year for that thing to come back.
Oh dang!
You gotta jump on that stuff. You can't be waiting. So yeah.
What do you think of the museum?
I love the museum. I think the museum is the most gorgeous thing that they've done to this. Because for me, when I look at this, I go, man, they took this thing and they just raised the bar big time on it. Like, it's gorgeous. Like, it is literally, like, I liked the museum before. I love the museum now. And I love the aquarium. like going down through, and the tunnels with the fish like in front of you and behind you, like you're walking through them. Oh, it's so. And the lighting, like you said, the lighting is just unbelievable.
Easy.
I can't believe how good it looks. It's mind blowing.
It felt so good just walking through it. Like when I played the demo, I probably spent maybe like half of the time just like in the museum, just like in awe over all of it.
And it's big too, right? It's not like, it feels like it's big, right? It doesn't feel like it's. And here's the other thing too, because all the museums have always been expandable. When you fill them so much, they expand. So the things that stand out to me when I see the museum is, one, there's no gallery. So no paintings or none of that in the museum. So I go, there's got to have that section. Like, so that's got to be expandable at some point. And then there's always an upstairs that opens up. And like in Wild World and City Folk, it was Celeste with the astrology stuff. And then in New Leaf, it was just the additional rooms that we had, which I liked that. I thought that was I thought that was good. Could never have enough rooms to decorate, I think, in that game. So speaking of, what did you get that part of the in New Leaf?
I did. I got that. I mostly use that to put like more of like my favorite stuff up there, I guess. It didn't really go with the decor of my house. But I really liked it up there. I always like Celeste. Celeste has always been one of my favorite like special characters.
Yeah.
Just mostly like she's very aesthetically pleasing.
True. That's what I was going to ask you. Like, who's your favorite NPC, we'll call it, like a character that's not a villager but like is part of the game?
Tom Nook. I love Tom Nook so
really?
much. Yeah. Who's your favorite?
I like Brewster.
Brewster's good.
Yeah, I like Brewster a lot. So I would either say Brewster and KK Slider. I just like KK because I like to get the music. So I like to go hang out on Saturday night. I think that's one of the coolest things they did in Smash. I don't know if you know that. In Smash, if you play Smash on Saturday nights and you pick that Animal Crossing level, KK's up there playing at 8 o'clock. He's playing music.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh, I think I've seen him like once before and I couldn't figure out why I didn't see him again.
Yeah, it's only Saturday nights, 8 o'clock. I think it's from 8 to 9 or something like that. Like when he comes out in real Animal Crossing, he's in Smash.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
what do you think about Dr. Shrunk not being really a thing anymore?
Yeah, because it seems like the Islanders are the ones that are teaching us these, these things. I think he'll come back and do something. Right?
Really?
I don't believe. This is where I find it very hard to believe. I find it so hard to believe that they've eliminated all these characters. Like there are so many characters we don't know anything about at all. Like Katrina, you named. I think Katrina will show up because there was a very long time where Katrina just showed up in like the square of Town Hall with her little tent. So I think Katrina will show up. That's not a big deal. But like we don't know about Gracie Grace. We have no idea about Gracie Grace. We don't, and I have this theory with Gracie. I feel like she's gone. I feel like she's retired or whatever. Because, yes, and this is why. Because when you looked at City Folk, right? Label, or LaBelle, as she was called, worked for Gracie Grace in the city. Gracie named her LaBelle. Her name was Label. Gracie named her LaBelle. Then in New Leaf, she goes back with her sisters and she's selling accessories, but she's still LaBelle. And then in this one now, she's Label, and she says, I'm a designer. So I don't know whether her and Gracie are partners now, or she's replaced Gracie in this game.
Oh.
So like that's one that I'm like, the heck's going on with that?
I'm not a big fan of Gracie Grace.
She's a little bit of a stuck-up pain in the butt. But like, you also have, like I mentioned, the post office. They're missing. I just can't see them get rid of them. And then like Lyle, Lottie, Digby, like where are they? Oh. Like they can't get rid of all those characters, right? I mean, I would hope not. It's a lot. It's a lot of characters that we have not heard anything about.
I did get a chance to talk to someone that worked at Nintendo while I was at PAX, just because everyone in the booth is actually like Nintendo employees. Mm-hmm. And I walked in to film other people playing the demo for my YouTube channel, but I had to wait for a new demo to begin. So I had my 12 minutes to talk to him before that happened, and
Mhm.
he was really awesome. And I asked him a few questions, and like he can't really tell me too much that like we don't already know. But I did ask him about like if we're gonna see more new villagers, because we have about 6 new villagers announced right now, and if we're gonna see any new like special characters, and like why we haven't seen some of the special characters we haven't seen. And he was like, oh, you definitely haven't. He just kind of laughed when I was like, so we've seen like all the characters in the game, and he just kind of laughed. And he was like this isn't even the tip of the iceberg. And I believe it, honestly, because there's so much you unlock in New Leaf, and they put so many more years into this game than they did in New Leaf.
The biggest thing that I hope from this is I pray that this opens up. Like, for somehow, some way, you could pay Tom Nook to expand the island and make the island bigger. Because if we can make the island bigger, my thought pattern is if we can make the island bigger, then all those stores could come back. Like Leaf. We haven't heard about Leaf either, right? So we don't know about Leaf. We know Kick shows up in the middle of the town. But, like, I don't see a reason why we can't have all those stores back. You know, we haven't heard about Shampoodle. Like, there are, and that's when it's a little bit concerning, because now you just go to the mirror. So it's like you walk up to the mirror, you look in the mirror, and then all of a sudden it changes your eyes and all that stuff. But, like, I wonder if Shampoodle, if that opens up and you can get new hairstyles.
Oh, that's actually really smart.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hoping that our villager limit is a little bit larger for the island, since instead of like a town, it's a whole island.
Yeah, that's what. Because that's the thing. Like, it's like there's so much up in the air that we're not sure. How many so you have one Switch in your household, correct?
I have a Switch, and then I forced him to buy a Switch, so we have 2 Switches.
Because you need 2 islands. You can't have the same island.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm getting the Switch Lite, because I want him to play it, but I don't want to touch his island. But I want to have my island on like my main Switch, which is where I like make my content and everything, and then I want to have another island where it's just me like relaxing and like unwinding and not worrying about like messing anything up, like content wise. And you can't have multiple islands on a Switch now, which is I'm like a little bummed about, but like it is what it is.
Yeah, what can you do about it? So that's,
I think it's gonna be really difficult for siblings.
Yeah, that's gonna be where it's gonna be a little tough. So you plan to do 2 islands, is what you're saying? Do you have any themes in mind for these 2 islands, or is it whatever?
Most of my islands, or not islands, my towns previously have all been like very like girly decorated and stuff, and I think I might want to move away from that and do more of like trying to do more of like a fantasy theme, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total
like
sense.
Think like Cari Forest, maybe. Like maybe something along those lines.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. That's why I'm hoping that the Dream Suite comes back, because I want to be able to go visit people's towns and see what they've done, you know, because I did that a little bit in New Leaf, but I would do that big time in this, especially with the fact of like we can terraform. It'd be so cool to see what people are doing with terraforming. Like, oh my god, it would be fantastic.
The Dream Suite was one of my favorite features in New Leaf. I spent so many hours just like looking at different people's.
Dude, when you went to some people that did towns in Japan, oh my god, dude, those people just, it's a whole different level of design. Like, you think your town looks good, and like I'm sure it looks good. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's everything you could possibly. Then you go there and you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I don't even know why I'm spending time here.
And people go all out for that. As soon as you get into their town, they'll have like specific clothes dropped that they want you to have, and specific they want you to hold, and there'll be like a trail of goodies for you. Like, they go all out.
Yeah, in Japan, it was like they'd always be gifts in Japan. You go to some of the United States and they're just like, whatever. You know, like, you go to Japan, like, there's gifts there, and there's all the, like, patterns they want you to take and check out. It's like, this is so amazing. Like, it was just so much. That's actually where I learned about the bamboo. I didn't even know there was bamboo in the game until I went to Japan.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea. Because, I never bought that stuff. I bought shrubs, but I never really knew about the bamboo. And then I went over there and I was like, what the heck is all this? Like, they have, like, it was amazing, man. They had, like, these little forests, like, cut off, and, like, oh, they did such a good job with that stuff. This is going to be next level, I think.
It definitely will be.
So what's your stream schedule when do you stream on Twitch, right, or YouTube?
I do stream on Twitch, actually. I'm about to move here in like 3 weeks, so my stream schedule is like a little wonky right now. And I think I'm gonna be streaming probably like Wednesday, Thursday, and like Saturday.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm gonna stick to, but my work schedule changes every week, so I try my hardest.
Like, when it comes to this, like, how much time do you see yourself putting in weekend one?
Weekend one, I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a cold weekend one. Probably not gonna be able to go to work that time, so I would say at least like 20 hours for the weekend.
Ooh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a nice number. I actually took a vacation from the 19th to the 26th, so I'm gonna be living my best life. Like, I was just like, I literally, the minute Nintendo, this is no lie, the minute Nintendo announced the date, I went into work and I was like, I need these dates off. And they were like, dude, you got plenty of time. I'm like, no. I'm taking these dates. I don't hear nothing about it. And they were like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm missing this. So yeah. And then I kept saying to myself, man, Nintendo better not move this. They better not delay this game, because then I'm screwed, because I already took my vacation. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. And I've been known to like drop mad hours. Like, what type of hours did you put into New Leaf?
Over 1,000.
No, you did not. Oh my god! Wow. Okay then. I'm
Don't judge. Okay?
No, I'm not judging. I put 600, so I'm not judging in the least. But
I got New Leaf. I think it was like 12 when it came out. Okay, like I couldn't work. I was not popular in school. I don't know what you expect.
Would you stop it? You know what? Stop. Come on. Okay, besides that, I don't believe you. I think you were popular. I think you're lying to us. But besides that, like, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time, man. Oh my god. I had a guy.
And that's just on my original 3DS. On my like new 3DS, there's like a few more hours.
What's a few more hours?
Like 300.
Oh my god. Are you a mad woman? 1,300 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is crazy. That is nuts. I had a guy, I still have a Facebook group, but I used to have a Facebook group that I was very active. And one day this guy comes in and drops his hours, and he was like 1,500 hours. And I was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, and this is a couple years ago. This isn't even now. This is a couple years ago he had that. And I was like, what in the heck are you doing with your life, man? Like, you are just living this thing. He's like, yeah, man, I can't get enough. I'm like, oof, that's crazy.
Oh,
so every time you think you're bad, just think to yourself, there's someone out there with like, well, wasn't there a video a couple months ago that the grandmother that had like 3,000 hours or something in it, or 27?
like 3,500.
Yeah, like what in the? I mean, I get that. That makes sense. That's why I want to get my mom playing.
I tried to get my grandma playing because she's stuck in the house a lot, but she was just like, the television said that video games cause violence.
No, she did not. Are you? Well, you did talk about hitting your animals with nets, so there is that. So I could see where it could spurn some violence.
She didn't know that, though.
Could you see her? You go over there, and she's like screaming at the Switch, like trying to get.
She was.
Yeah, like, get out of my town. She's
like, stop stepping on my tulips.
That's amazing. Okay, anything else you have before we wrap this up? Like anything you want to talk about that you're excited about with this game?
I think that might be about it. Yeah, I'm really excited for the merch. Also, I hope they continue to make merch after the game comes out.
That would be amazing.
happy.
I wish Nintendo New York would get some of the merch that Tokyo has. Like
Nintendo New York just got a lot of stuff.
Animal Crossing stuff?
They have these, I'm not sure what all they have, but this guy that, I was at the mixer party after PAX, and this guy had this huge Tom Nook stuffed animal.
Well, they've always had that stuff. They've always had plushies.
No, like a huge one.
I might have to go up there. You don't tell me.
And so that's when I spent the next 2 hours talking my boyfriend into us getting a bus to New York while we were in Boston for only a day and a half more to go buy a stuffed animal in New York.
How did that work? Did it work out? No.
He agreed, but we ended up not going because he evacuated our hotel in accident, and Bernie Sanders was there, and it was a mess.
No. We don't end on that. How did he evacuate the hotel? What did he do?
The fire button is very close to the elevator button.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But I got to meet Bernie Sanders.
Oh, that's a highlight. Almost, you threatened people to almost burn the place down. People are scared to think something's going on. But I get to meet Bernie, so it's okay. You can just be like, I just felt the burn, so whatever. Oh my god. Okay. Well, there's that. Anyway. Cari, thank you so much for coming on tonight. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
I enjoyed meeting you. This was a lot of fun. Real quickly, before we go, one more time, let people know where they can find you at and where they can check you out.
Okay, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Great Fairy Cari, like Cari.
And for me, you can follow me Instagram, Twitter, and on Twitch at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Who's Preston?